qualified. Red Bull Racing leading the Constructors' Championship by the tiniest of margins, just 3 points. Adrian Newey designed Renault Power. Both those drivers have still got an engine up their sleeve with the 8 engines that are allocated for 2010. There's Lewis. He's qualified 3rd for this Grand Prix this evening. His teammate Jenson Button was qualified 4th. MP425.
Sorry, I was going to say I liked Mark's phraseology there. He wasn't particularly effusive with the number of words he used, but you could read into that a few things. A long race, and he's absolutely right about that. Definitely brakes are marginal here, particularly with that very heavy fuel load off the line. We saw how much brake trouble Red Bull were in last year. They're still with the same brake supply, Brembo, and a lot of other teams using Brembo successfully as well. And so far, the indications are that it's fine, but it is going to be a long, hard race. And don't forget also, Mark Webber will have some question marks about the Red Bull off the line, because he was a bit tidy off the line at Monza. Jenson Button waving to the crowd there, the reigning world champion.
Champion Michael Schumacher, and it's wonderful to have Michael back in the field. 91 Grand Prix wins. There's Jarno Trulli driving for Team Lotus.
Team Lotus, we can now call it. That's a relief finally. And Heikki Kovalainen, his teammate, with some Team Lotus sunglasses.
So,
Nick Hartfeld making a welcome return as a race driver to the Singapore Grand Prix, and Paul Felipe Massa believes he should have won this race, or could have won this race in 2008 on the pole, injured last year of course, and mechanical failure in Q1 yesterday. That's something about which a driver can do nothing, but you've got to bite the bullet. And Felipe Massa starting from the back of the grid, and the Ferraris of course therefore casing the grid for the Singtel Singapore Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton having a bit of a laugh there, always relaxed and very much in control of his emotions in the build-up to the race.
There's our pole sitter, Fernando Alonso. Massive media interest here and all around the world, and we're seeing something of a Ferrari revival in the back end of the championship here.
I think I've lost count of the number of times Fernando in the first half of the year, when asked about the championship, said let's just wait and see what happens in the closing phase of the championship. And he's up.
And say hi to the fans and decompress for a moment before they go to some serious work later on this evening. And I think it's always, for a driver, a nice period of time to stop and reflect on what you do and how much pleasure is delivered. And it's great to see you all out there giving a warm round of applause and lots of enthusiasm for your favourite driver or driver.
Even if you are starting with the back of the grid, as you say, Neil, a different set of choices that he's got to make today, but they're there to be made, and calls to be made. Rob Smedley, his race engineer, no doubt looking forward to perhaps being a bit creative with Felipe's race strategy today. Sebastian Vettel thanks his driver of his nice Spitfire, it's like Spitfire Mark III. John Smales is after him.
And that with Sebastian today is the least favourite, isn't it?
Nice. What day is nice? Blue sky, so a little people outside already. Really looking forward to the race. Yes.
So obviously we're having some audio difficulties there with the link down to John and Sebastian. Sebastian will start out of position 2. There's Jarno Trulli on screen, Italian driver driving for Lotus in 2010. Successful career at both Toyota and at Renault prior to this. Talk about the points, Peter. This is something that is different in 2010 by comparison to the 2 years previous when we've been here. 25 points now allocated for a win, and we scored down to 10th place. Taking a little time to get our heads around that, because we've been accustomed to the upper point structure for quite some time. 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 and 1. First through to 10th. It's changed the dynamic, because even just to look at the figures in 2010, they look a lot different when you look at both the drivers and the Constructors' Championship. You've got Mark Webber on 187. Conversely, in the Constructors, you've got Red Bull on 350 points. Just the volume of the figures there is big.
Just they are. We've seen that in other categories in motorsport, these huge numbers, and after a while it becomes a bit of a white fuzz. But the reality is, a win is a win. Let's go down to John, who's got Jenson Button.
Jenson, we can't do a walking talk because our microphone's working. World champion Jenson Button, welcome to Singapore. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much. It's amazing to be here, and it's great to see so many fans out there today. And hopefully we're going to put on a pretty amazing show. It's a
to get some words there with Jenson Button. Speaking very well, he's been a great world champion. This business of winning a world championship and then being a world champion and living the world champion's life are two different things. And quite often drivers, I think, just want to win the title and they don't do any more. But I think Jenson Button has definitely stood up to the title of being world champion with some of the responsibilities that comes entailed. And a very different man actually from the Jenson Button 3 or 4 years ago. He was mature and
he went through that very barren period, all those years at Honda and things just didn't click there, and then it all came together with West Broad and the Grand Prix. Back to John.
Well, I'm running beside position in second pole in 2 race meetings. You must be feeling so strong.
Yeah, obviously it was important to start on pole here in this type of circuits, but the race is long, nearly 2 hours race, so hopefully we put a good show for everybody to enjoy this wonderful race.
I know you're not going to tell me, but I want to ask anyway. Let's talk strategy. You start on your super softs, how long can you stay on?
As long as we can, obviously, and avoid the traffic, and try to keep this position after the pit stop. So.
And then Alonso, good luck.
well, he had that answer off pat, because it said he did right, and still sounded quite interesting as long as he can. Of course, if he's not leading the race, I'm sure for Ferrari fans out there, I hope he will be, but if he's not, his strategy might well be very different for him if he has a clear road in front of him.
I think the contest, going back to the remarks that you were making there before about Jenson Button and the contest between he and his teammate Lewis Hamilton has been a fascinating one this year. It's been a great combination with 2 world champions in that team from 2008 and 2009. Great success between them, and they seem to have worked in a very complementary way this year. And often combinations of teammates can be divisive, or they can blend well, and those two have blended very well. We're going to take a brief break on GPTV. We are counting down to the 2010 Formula 1 Singtel Singapore Grand Prix.